All right. We're all set. So welcome to Coffee Talk. And thanks everybody for joining now and in the future. And I have a special guest today, Rebeca Montoya. Where are you, Rebeca?
I live in Texas, near to Houston.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And we were just talking about this topic of communicating and how you communicate and how everybody communicates different. So tell me more about your specialty. It sounds cool.
Well, when I started Access 8 years ago. I didn't speak any English at all. I was living in the United States, and I really wanted to learn English and to have this ability to communicate, which it was a challenge for me at the moment because I was living here and well, I was living in Florida, so it wasn't so hard because everybody speaks Spanish there. And my first language is Spanish. But I wanted to learn. For me, it's also about honoring the United States, honoring that I was living here, honoring the people that don't speak Spanish. So I was really like, I'm going to do this. But the normal classes, like going to college, sit there every morning, it wasn't working for me. I did that my whole life because in Venezuela, you learn English as part of your curriculum. You learn English, but I never could learn English that way. So someone introduced to me Access tools. I was like, I'm going to use these tools to learn English. Every tool, even with bars. My husband used to run my bars, and we were just watching a movie in English without any Spanish, not even subtitles, nothing. And we were like, okay, let's run bars and learn more. And that's how I got to learn English, like in 3 months. 6 months after this, I was translating.
3 months?
Yes.
Okay, everybody, let's just pause for a second. People will do Duolingo and do all these things, take intensives, and they don't get it. So in 3 months, you can run bars, use the Access tools, and learn to speak a language.
Yes.
And understand.
Yes. Because also, yeah, but look at this, Julie. How we communicate is about about communication is lower your barriers.
Yeah.
Just be the energy. Even in Spanish, let's say in Spanish that I speak Spanish. I can speak Spanish with people that just speak Spanish and have communication issues.
Yes.
I'm saying something and it's the same in every language because it's about energy, not about, language.
Right.
Per se. Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting too, because I took, I think 1 or 2 days of a 7-week Italian course before I was going to Italy. And I was so bored. I was like, never mind. I'm just not going to go. And when I went, this was back in the day in Access where they had the translator up on stage next to Gary. And so they would say it and then he would say it. And so I totally understood everything that they were saying. And there were a couple of times when Gary would look at them and go, you didn't say the correct word. And I remember getting the same awareness of but something felt funny there.
Exactly.
So it's cool how you're illustrating this. What if learning languages is so difficult for us because we're not paying attention to the energy of it? And we're just
And
Ugh.
also, and it's hard because when you when you learn your own language, like the language that you learned from when you were a baby,
Yeah.
it's hard because they don't teach us to speak energy. So you have to learn the language and how much you have to disconnect yourself from your awareness and from the energy, because people will say something, but they will think another. No,
Right.
something
I'm
different.
fine.
Exactly.
I want to kill you.
Exactly. You look beautiful. And they are like,
I hate
no,
you. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And so when we learn like your first language, you actually are learning to disconnect yourself from awareness
Hmm.
in order to learn what is right and the appropriate way to say something. Because look at kids, they will say whatever and parents will be like, what, why are you saying that? Because they will speak from the truth and they will say truth. They won't say
Right.
what is right to say.
Yeah.
So part of learn another language is to be aware. So you have to go back at what everybody have and everybody is, that is being aware. And
Yeah.
start to like pay attention and be more present with the energy, with what's going on with the words. I think it's beautiful, actually. I like, it's so amazing because you get to be more you.
Mhm.
In this adventure of learn another language with access tools, which is also fun. And that's like very important. And you mentioned it, like if you go and sit in one place 2 days and it's like, this is a word, blah 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 blah, this is a sentence and paraphrase that.
Yeah.
For some people that could be fun, but it could work. But for some people, like for the weirdos as us,
Yes.
it's not gonna work. It have to be fun. And when people ask me like, what can I do to learn another language in a different way, I always like, my first tip is go and find one topic that is fun for you. And that example that you were talking, like when Gary was speaking with the Italian translator, like access is fun probably for you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're interested, like, like you want to listen to that. You're there, present with that energy. So it's easier to learn that language if the topic is fun for you.
Yeah. It's funny. My daughter's learning Duolingo. I think she's doing Swedish and Danish. Like she's doing 2 different, really obscure to her languages.
Okay.
And like they have the weirdest things, this is not a fish. Like what, when would you ever say this sentence? So they have her repeating all these crazy things and probably to get the different sounds and stuff. But it's just nothing that she's going to be able to use.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also every language have like their own energy, which for me is like beautiful. Like if you speak French or Italian, like it's like, I mean,
yeah,
so cute, and this energy of yumminess. So sometimes with repeating some sentences or whatever with songs, like you are learning also like to get the energy of that language. Mm-hmm.
What's the energy of English?
Exactly. I love the energy of English. I think that that's part of what, it got me like so easy or fast, because I love the energy of English. And I love to listen to people in English. Like I really love like the different accents. Like I live in Texas and they have this different way to speak English that I love it. I just love it. So and I used to live in Florida, and it's super different also.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty about language, the energy, because also you can be more aware of what is happening in that place if you go to the energy and not just word by word.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. I remember trying to teach my son, he was the younger one, how to read. And he really seemed to zoom in like super far into things. And what he really wanted to do was be way out here. So teaching him individual words and going to for the instead of that word is the, just know it. Because it doesn't really make sense in individual letters. Like just back out and know the whole thing. And I think he learned more how to read because he wanted to be on the computer and he wanted to play computer games. And so he taught himself how to read like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I have this friend, you probably know her, Elena Blanco. She's from Mexico. Her son, he's like in his 20s right now, but he used to learn, he was learning English because video games. And he was like 7 years. And he learned even, I think that was Japanese, because he would love Japanese comics or something. So he learned Japanese. And she was like, they went to Japan, and she was like, well, he said that he knows Japanese. Let's see. And she was impressed because he knew everything. He was like the translator. And she was like, wow.
That's awesome.
But it was fun. And that's like part of, we were talking a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
It has to be fun for you, because that's the way that we, as weirdos.
Oh my gosh. It just brings up like this whole thing about how fun has never been important, and, you get serious and get to work. So let's just do a big clearing on that everywhere. You have minimized your fun in favor of getting to work instead of allowing the fun to work for you and have it be easy. Let's destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes, please.
Ugh. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Wow.
And what if you guys can have fun in everything in your life, like as a prereq? What if you start to using fun as a prereq for everything that you're gonna do in your life?
Yeah.
Like choosing what is fun.
Like even laundry can be fun.
Of course. Yeah.
We used to have laundry folding parties, and everybody in the family would have their basket of laundry, and we'd all put on some music and fold it together.
I love it. Yeah, in Latin America, we clean, we do the cleaning, like the house with music and dancing. And there is a lot of memes and reels out there in social media about that, because you can be dancing, with the the vacuum machine, or just dancing while you're cleaning. So yeah, what if everything can be fun? And it's also something that we have to learn, is to ask for it, ask for the fun too, because I some people is like, this is not fun at all, this is not going to be fun because you are whatever, working, doing laundry, this is not going to be fun.
Right.
But if you say this is not going to be fun, that's what you're creating. So what if you change that for, okay, what will it take for this to be fun, or how much fun can I have right now? Actually, have this commitment with yourself to ask for fun and to include fun in everything that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been looking for a new place to live, and there are times when it feels overwhelming, and I'm like, wait a second, who does that belong to? And how much fun can I have looking at beautiful homes?
Mhm, mhm.
And I wonder when mine will show up.
Of course. Oh, yeah, I love that. And also, like, where would you like to live? Like, in what city, in what country? I always say, like, even if you don't want to move, what if you're willing to move and to get the awareness of, okay, I wanted to live, or I decided I have to live in Texas. But what if there is something more that is possible? And it doesn't matter if you choose Texas, but you get the awareness of what is there for you.
Mhm. Yeah. So were there any other specific tools or clearings that you used?
Yeah. Well, what can I do clearings here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So what what energy, space, consciousness, what Chavanga bands can you and your body be to be the transliteration that you truly be for all eternity with total ease? And everything that doesn't allow that, would you destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poke, all nine shorts, poets and beyonds. And also everywhere where we decided that we cannot, not that we can't, like most people, like they decided in some past life or something that they don't want to go to that place again. Like if they killed you in London in, I don't know, 500 years ago, and you are like, I'm not gonna be part of this
Never
anymore.
going there again.
Yes, never going there again. I don't want to even speak this language again. And now you speak Spanish or Italian, and you want to learn English. So always this, like in Access, and you know this, Julie, already, but like we have two types of clearings: the clearings that is gonna like clear the energy, and then the process that you're asking for something. So always like clear the energy. What is stopping you from speak another language? If it's another language, what would you like to learn? Because also there is people that they speak better just the energy of bodies, for example. That's another language, but it doesn't, like, you don't need your voice to talk with bodies. True. Or to communicate, no? And also be willing to have, like, most people, they don't speak on other language because you need to use your body as a tool. My voice is not going to be the same when I speak Spanish or English. My way, like my voice literally changed. So you have to use your body as a tool to speak that other language. And for that, I found that the most important part is to not judge yourself or your body. If you're judging your voice, for example, like one of the exercise that we do in that class is like record yourself 1 minute in your language, whatever language, and listen to your voice. Most people, they can't listen to themselves for some reason because the judgment or whatever, right? And everything that
it took years for me to get over.
Okay, yeah, and everything that brings up with you right now, with you, please, all you, destroy and create, all that, times and godzillion.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poco, natures, poets and beyond. So one exercise is to record yourself and pod and poke everything that comes up. Or if you don't want to poke and poke, because some people, I have people that comes to these classes that they don't know Access, and like, okay, so listen to that until you are okay with it. Until you, because basically it's about judgment. And it's the same with voice, with expressions, like it's different. You're going to be different with every language, because actually your body is being a contribution for you to speak that other language. But we're like, oh, I don't feel like I'm being me, or I feel weird, or I look funny when I'm speaking another language. No, it's not about that. It's about your judgment.
Yeah.
About yourself, like about you. Mm-hmm.
God, it's so crazy. I remember many years ago at a 7-day in Costa Rica, there was somebody who was doing like singing lessons and things like that. And just to get your voice out way before Right Voice for You was a thing.
Okay.
And I did a session with her, and we were sitting like out in nature. Nobody else could hear anything. And she was just like, say one note, just like la, just, and I could not do it. I was like so in judgment of myself. And what what came up, and what's really cool, is the access tools that you can change it. Like I was, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old at camp and singing, because you sing camp songs and all of this. And they were doing some sort of awards or something, and like nobody clapped. And I remember just thinking, well, whatever. And I get back to my seat, and somebody said to me, nobody clapped for you. And I was like, oh my God, like this huge amount of judgment from the other person, but then to me, and then, and that just shuts you down for years, for years. Mm-hmm. And, that can unwind, and it can go in an instant, or it can unwind and take some months or whatever, but it is possible to change. So I'm just
saying, it is possible.
It's possible to change.
Totally. I'm so grateful that we change it, like that you change it, because now we have coffee talk.
And we have coffee talk. Yes. Gosh. It's amazing how long you can hold on to things that are not true and really suppress yourself. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's out there listening to this and you've been suppressing yourself, you don't need to anymore. Actually, you're the one who's choosing it. So you can unchoose it. You can just say, fuck you, all you people who made me feel like I was nothing, and expand out again.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yes, please do.
Oh my goodness. How many other languages do you speak?
No, I speak English, Spanish, and I understand Italian and Portuguese, but I don't speak Portuguese or Italian just yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. I went to Paris before I went to Mexico, and in Paris, I kept slipping and saying Italian things. And in Mexico, I kept slipping and saying French. What the hell? I'm like one continent behind. So funny. I know a little bit of all those languages.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Some people, they ask me, like, can I learn other language if I'm not living in that country? For example, can I learn French if I am living in Mexico, no, in Paris? Of course you can. You don't have to go to another country to learn another language. You just have to learn another language in any place that you are. But it's gonna be easier for you if you choose someone. That's another tip. Choose someone for that speak that language that you want to learn, and listen to that person. It could be, rock star, whatever. Uh-huh. Someone, and I get that with English is easier because we have so many English around the world. But you can choose whatever person. It doesn't have to be famous. If you have like a grandparent that speak German and you want to learn German, you can, ask your grandparent to talk to you in German. But choose one person and start to be present. And we have something, I don't know, I'm not sure if it is too advanced to say it here, Can I talk about duplication here?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you can duplicate that energy, the energy of the other language from this person that you're choosing. Always ask to duplicate the conscious energy, like what would it take for me to duplicate the conscious energy of this language, or the conscious energy that this person is being with this language. This duplication, that is something, it's like a ability that everybody has. It's really useful to learn another language. It's so easy when you start to duplicate. Just be aware of duplicate the conscious energy and not like the whole thing.
Yeah, just 1 second. These
Okay.
people are at the door, so they'll have to just wait. I also wanted to just say how it also helps you be present with what it is that you are being and saying. So that's an important piece. 1 second, mister. Darn it, I told them 10 o'clock. We have 3 minutes. But
it's fine. We can finish early. I'm so grateful that you invite me. Thank you so much. I love your energy and what you're creating with this.
Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for being an amazing guest. And sorry, I have to go.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.